Ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, 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 dong, dong, ding. It is Christmas time in the podcast. We are doing other song parodies, so don't worry about suing us.
Wait, what? This is the first I've heard of it.
It was a parody. Yeah. That was rife with parody, and so we are totally in the clear for that.
Completely and totally.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But we're doing a Christmas-themed game!
A Christmas-themed game. One of my favorite themes of games has to be the Christmas-themed games. Am I right?
I mean, what other Christmas games are out there, like specifically for Christmas?
It's a Wonderful Life game?
True, yes, I mean, the best part about that is, quick story, I had never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
The first time you played? Yeah.
Yeah, and so I suffered through just sitting around that game until the last question, or second to last question, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, the question was like, what is the adorable nickname that, somebody has for Jimmy Stewart's character? And nobody knew it, and I was just so bored and frustrated. I was like, Georgie Porgy.
Was this a complete guess?
Yeah, it was a complete guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. I don't even know whose team I was on because I didn't answer any questions other than that. So.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other... Anyway, but this one, we don't have a name for it as of right now. I am trying to think of one.
Ooh, okay.
It is... we will call it... I don't want to call it Lost in Translation. We will call it...
Google says what? Movie edition.
Yeah, like Google Translate Christmas movie edition. So
translate my Christmas.
That's good. That's good.
It's all right. It's all right.
Anyway, so here's the premise of the game. If you didn't get it by those clever titles,
Christmas says what?
How do you say Christmas? How do you say Christmas? I like that.
Como se dice Christmas?
Christmas? Yes. Okay, perfect. I love that. Okay. So what we have done is I have gone to a popular movie review site that is in a completely different language.
Okay.
I asked somebody specifically for what is the Rotten Tomatoes for your country, and was given this particular website, and then just put everything through Google Translate. So I am quizzing you on the Christmas movie from the foreign language review.
So it's like the actual review. It's not a description of the movie. It's somebody's review of the movie from a different language, translated through Google Translate to Ingleses.
Yes. So we are basically just making fun of the limitations of Google Translate here. Not any particular cultures or languages or peoples, just the limitations of, Google Translate's awesome. Yeah, but is it though? And so these are the movie reviews. So it's not the synopses for the movies. This is critics and users of this website
And these are all Christmas movies.
These are all the classic Christmas movies that one would think of for Christmas.
I'm excited
but there's a bajillion of them.
Nervous.
First question is, what do you consider a Christmas movie?
I mean, what do I consider a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
I think a Christmas movie can be whatever you want it to be. If they mention Christmas at one point, if it's a whole year movie where you go through the whole year, but there's a Christmas scene, I mean, they mentioned Christmas. If it's a movie and it's just about summer camp, maybe that's also a Christmas movie. I don't know. It could be whatever you want it to be. Because if they leave camp at the end feeling like we should feel this way all the time, well, isn't that the Christmas spirit?
Well, we're going to talk about the Christmas spirit in a lot of these.
Okay, great.
I mean, it is just so funny how so many movies are about convincing people about Santa. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So these are the typical Christmas movies, the ones that you will see pop up on your streaming services as you should watch this. Remember this one? This is available now that nobody else watches the rest of the year. So, here we go.
I'm excited.
Okay. So this first one here, and I'm going to try to read these, again, verbatim from the Google translation.
Okay.
And so, any synaptic flaws happen inside my brain, but any syntactual and grammatical flaws are as a result of this.
Excellent. Okay.
All right. And there might be a couple of reviews, so I might break it off and just let you guess in the middle and continue on if you need more clues.
Cool.
Here we go. All right. In classic family dramas, there are two unavoidable problems. 1. The child labor of Arctic village, such as the capitalist exploitation system, cannot be fully explained by children's adventures. 2. The ending of biological father who lives forever and devotes himself to a happy family with his father, once again confirming the existence of universal individualism is a typical Western society. This cultural output is too strong. There are many adult jokes hidden in it, such as, "I'm flying. I'm used to it. I come from the 60s. There are also clauses that are small. Very interesting.
Oh my gosh. Is
what?
I have a guess. Is this Elf?
No.
Oh, okay.
and thus overlaps the problem of this. So many Christmas movies obviously have the same, very similar premises.
Uh-huh.
So, yep. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. I'll continue a little bit on here.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Disney is always a dad, but I choose to marry a stepdad. I choose to marry my stepdad. Blank has a failed marriage. Blank made Santa Claus unable to work. In order to redeem his sins, he could only replace him as new Santa Claus. In this way, child came to Santa's base camp. Here, man must learn how to become Santa, a qualified Santa Claus.
So this is the Santa Claus.
this is the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Correct.
What in the first one that you read? What were the adult jokes again?
It's like, Dad, you're flying, and he's like, yeah, I grew up in the '60s. Like, I think the line something similar to that.
Oh, I wanted you to read how it read.
Oh, I'm flying. I'm used to it. I've come from the '60s.
That's amazing.
Yes. I love
really
the jab at capitalism right there, where it's like, child labor of Arctic Village? It's so
I was just like,
good.
Golly. Too Western.
The ending of biological father who lives forever and devotes himself to a happy family with his father. What? Yes.
Oh my god.
So that is Disney's The Santa Claus.
Amazing.
Good job. Okay. So one for one so far.
Yay.
All right.
How many of these do you have?
I have, I think, 10.
Okay, cool.
Our typical 10.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So you're catching on. You know, you're getting your feet wet, kind of feeling it out here. Let's use as many idioms as possible. So if our podcast ever gets translated into another language, nobody understands us.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping for. We made it when that's the case.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I believe it anyway. Christmas is also a holiday for Americans to realize their dreams. The lovely Santa Claus and the owner of the department store, children without fairy tales, and lawyers pursuing female neighbors all set off interesting stories to justify themselves. It's too funny for the PS court to invite the other lawyer's youngest son to be a witness. Sorry, that was in parentheses. I don't know if I needed to emphasize that differently.
Okay.
Everything becomes so magical. Belief is to believe in things that common sense makes you disbelieve. Get square root, Santa. Tilde. Like, somehow the square root symbol is in this text.
That's amazing.
Just right there. Get square root, Santa, and then the little squiggly tilde after.
Oh, that's amazing.
Do you have a guess?
I would have to say this is Miracle on 34th Street?
Correct. Do you know which version?
No. No idea.
Okay, that would have been a bonus point. I'm trying to think if there's any. I mean, there's kind of clues in this next little thing. It's like, it is basically just said it was remade into a TV movie in 1973 and again into a movie in 1994. So it's the earlier one. The
40s one. Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's the one my mom wanted to watch. She's like, "Can you find this movie for me?"
Or maybe this would have given it away. The film was quite successful at the Oscars, but the release date seems to be in March, which is not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
No, and this probably wouldn't have given it away. The film is a Christmas classic. The story development is quite interesting. The finale climax very successfully affirmed the importance of faith. Really? I mean, that's really the biggest difference to me is the one uses the dollar bill, right? Like, In God We Trust is the modern version, right? And the older one is they bring in all the letter or spoiler alerts, I guess, for Miracle on 34th Street, 1940, whatever. But they bring in all the letters to Santa, right?
Right.
And yeah, so I think, like, I don't think there was anything think they would have given that specifically away in this.
Yeah,
but
for me, it was the trial, and I was just focused on that.
It wasn't,
and I was like,
it wasn't,
what?
Lawyers pursuing female neighbors?
No, that threw me way off. I had an idea before that, and I was like, okay, I think I got it. And then you said that line, and I was like, nope. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not.
Can't understand. This is the same review. Can't understand the Christmas complex. The heroine's transformation is also very sudden, and the emotional drama is completely invisible.
Okay.
Bird.
Yikes.
Yeah.
They did not.
I just thought Mr. Klinger looked like a very kind old man. Watch a movie before Christmas is basically how that.
That's funny.
Oh, I guess it does say Natalie Wood in this, so there you go.
That would give Natalie Wood. Maria.
Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. Miracle on 34th Street. Good job.
Nice.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're like, oh, department stores, lawyers. Okay. I'm with you. All right. All right. This one. This one took a little bit of getting because it has a very different title.
Oh.
And everything. So
okay.
Took a little bit to find some good ones here. Okay. Great movie. A Boring Life is More Weird. Isn't it relaxing? I like this film. Sometimes festivals are a burden because compared with each other, some are proud, some are disappointed, some are dissatisfied, some are ashamed of themselves. The festival should be simple. This movie is based on fairy tales, and the magic style enlightens us. Isn't it worth exploring? Also, from the perspective of a fairy tale, and in line with adults watch, and in line with the adults' movie watching style, telling children to be compassionate and not to laugh at or tease others is better than the naked warnings of some movies? That's the first chunk. Do you have any guesses?
Oh my gosh. No! If you could have seen my face, I think I just continually shifted my tilt of my head like I was a dog looking at you like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. I was like, huh? What? Huh? Who? I got that he or she liked the movie.
Yes.
And that was the closest I got to picking a movie.
Okay.
Oh
all
my
right.
gosh.
I got more here, so I'll okay. Unless you want to take a stab. Nope. Okay.
Oh, I have no idea right now. None.
Okay. Christmas is the most important holiday for Westerners every year. When this holiday comes, almost everyone is immersed in a happy and peaceful atmosphere, except for one person. This is the protagonist of the film. He was withdrawn by nature and narrow-minded. When he was young, he was ridiculed by everyone because of his ugly appearance. No one wanted to associate with him. He gradually developed his withdrawn and petty character, and he was alone in the mountains. Whenever Christmas comes, he will not be angry when he sees the joyous crowds and gifts that everyone has. Seeing that the annual holiday is coming, this time he planned a big conspiracy. What do you got?
A conspiracy?
Yes, a big conspiracy.
What? Okay, again, the beginning of that, I was like, okay, maybe I got kind of an idea. The conspiracy bit and the whole, like, he'll see presents at Christmas or whatever that line was. I was like, wait, what?
Well, I mean, it does throw you off here when it says, whenever Christmas comes, he will not be angry when he sees the joyous. That is definitely a weird translation because I would say he is angry. But, yeah. Do you need the last review here?
Oh, no. What you just said gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
I was not on the right track at all. This is Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Correct. Yes. Good clarification there. Because, yeah, like, I mean, I looked at the original Grinch, and it was very scarce. Like, the reviews were very, very, like, good.
It's
fun, weird. You know, it was very...
Yeah, it's, you know, it's 20 minutes. Like, it's not a long... thing. Right. And the whole him being ugly as a child or whatever, like, that's his whole backstory in the Ron Howard movie, which is not the same as the newer DreamWorks, or is it DreamWorks? Or Illuminate, whatever. The Minions Grinch.
Yeah. The Minions Grinch. I love that.
Same company.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, when you first said he was ugly as a kid and he ran off to the mountains, I was like, well, this is Rudolph, right? And then you were like, he won't be angry when Christmas comes, and conspiracy. I was like, wait a second, I'm really wrong. But that makes a lot of sense now with the Grinch. So,
yeah, exactly. So,
who's down in Whoville?
I thought, and like Whoville was definitely so. Part of this is it. A lot of them references the Christmas geek or some variation of like a fairy instead of the Grinch, because the Grinch is obviously, as far as I am aware, a made-up term, and so they translate it a little differently there.
Oh, so is that what it's called?
Yeah, like, I don't know exactly, because, like, the title was just in English, and then the rest of it was all in everything, but when it translated the things, like, multiple things said, the geek steals this, or the geek comes down, the geek is mean, whatever, and just kind of, the geek was the word that Google used.
How the geek stole Christmas. I like it.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
Alrighty. Nice.
Yeah.
Alright. We got this next one here. This one only has like one paragraph. So.
Okay.
Okay. Very melancholic and very healing. The first time I saw blank, like character, this manga was originally in this style? Children don't look very well. Although they follow the old routine of withdrawn, low self-esteem, and negative individuals gaining warmth and recognition, conversations are worthy of fun. The theme of seeking so-called holiday meaning is too large for young children. Play in the snow during the holiday to collect gifts. Just keep it simple.
That's hilarious. Like, this is gonna go over some kids' heads here.
Exactly.
But we dig the music because it's Charlie Brown Christmas.
It is Charlie Brown Christmas. What gave it away in that?
what did you say? So, I mean, it all kind of built to it, but there was one particular line that I was like, okay.
Was it the manga?
Yeah, well, that helped because I was like, the manga? Okay. There's a manga of this particular movie? And then I was
yeah.
I was like, oh, like a comic. This is melancholy.
I know. The older teen, withdrawn, low self-esteem, and negative individuals gaining warmth and recognition.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So I had it before you said that the theme was over the children's heads or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, but we've watched this movie for how many decades at
I know,
this
like
point?
1963, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. So, I think kids get it all right. Classic. Nice.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you got it off of... I mean, I specifically picked that one because there wasn't a lot of great ones, but I'm like, okay, with a sad character in manga, he should get it. There's only very few things that this could be with those two clues. Yeah. Okay.
Seriously, and those were basically the ones that got me there. So, good on you.
Perfect. Okay. All right, this next one here. I remember this was fun the first time I stayed up all night and saw the 3 o'clock in the morning. At that time, I just felt that the charm could not be resisted. I think this edition is the best looking edition. Although it is very old, it can be seen that every special effect is carefully made. One of the details really made me laugh. In the background, a piglet sang excitedly and hit another piglet with a trumpet. Then the two piglets fought, and the first piglet, who accidentally hit someone, lowered his head sadly.
What?
That is the review.
What? Oh my gosh. They're like, yeah, it's a movie. I stayed up late to watch it. I liked it more than other ones of it. Basically.
Right.
And the special effects were purposeful. Like
the special effects, a lot of attention paid to the special effects. Correct.
Okay. And then they're like,
even though it's a little bit older movie,
right?
The special effects were very good.
And then they're like, and the pigs fought, and it made me chuckle. Like, that's not a review.
I mean, sure.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious, and I have no idea. I'm trying to think. What Christmas movie has pigs in it?
So I would start with, this is the best version. So what has been made like 100,000 times?
That should be a good clue, but I am drawing blanks.
If you think of like what is probably the Christmas movie that's been made the most, and then throw pigs in there. I'm trying to find you another review in this.
This is Muppet Christmas Carol?
It is A Muppet Christmas Carol, correct.
Oh my
gosh. Yep. No, that's the best. That's the best clues I can give you.
I can't believe that pigs didn't get me there just initially.
Right.
But I was having I kind of got stuck trying to think of movies that have been made over and over again. and that one was not coming to my brain for whatever reason. Even though, like, when we first started this, I was like, Muppet Christmas Carol is going to be in here. And then I forgot
I know. It. You just kind of got to write your list first, so then you can kind of, like, you know, work down the list.
I'm trying to think, what scene is that where the pigs are fighting?
Well, I mean, there's the girls in the Cratchit's house, but I don't think that's it. I'm literally gonna have to rewatch this and try to find this scene, because that's why I love this review, because it's like, I like this movie. It's so fun. Da 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 da. There's this one part that's really, really random. You know, it's not like oh, you know what, the penguins.
A main part. It's like, that's a background thing.
That is 100% a background thing. Like, the fact that you and I cannot think of that exact part
I can't tell you how many times I've seen that movie.
Exactly. And so everybody, when you're watching Muppets Christmas Carol this year, which you all are going to do, because that's what you do.
That's right.
You watch out for the two pigs fighting. One hits the other with a trumpet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. And lowers his head, sadly, I guess. So.
That's
okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one here. All right.
Okay.
All right. This one's another short one, but this one I actually noticed, and I should have done this for all of them, and I apologize to the reviewers of these.
Oh.
But this reviewer is Sheep Rabbit Beauty Sauce. Is their name? Sheep Rabbit Beauty Sauce.
Okay.
Has seen this movie.
Excellent.
And they say, I was crying. It turns out I'm so fragile. I don't feel inferior because you are different. Because this difference will be of great use in the future. Aorta, another reviewer, says...
Oh, I was like... The review says aorta. Okay.
Yeah. Aorta says, quite cute.
Quite
and those are
cute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yes. So, I think Sheep Rabbit Beauty Sauce is
a pretty good review. Yeah.
Yeah.
One day it'll be useful, so just wait, because there's always tomorrow. Because this is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, correct. Yes. Okay.
This
isn't on. This isn't on here, but we recently rewatched The Little Drummer Boy.
Okay.
Right. And I completely forgot the beginning premise of that movie, like the plot that, like, why he hates everybody.
I don't know if I really know that movie at all.
It is basically, there's a caravan of circus-esque performers. They come across the little drummer boy who's drumming for his animals, and his animals are doing tricks. And they're like, oh, we need him for our caravan. He'll make us a lot of money. And then it's like, no, he hates all humans. And you're kind of like, that's weird. But no, it turns out he does hate all humans because his family was brutally murdered and, like, burned alive in his house.
Oh, good.
And he has abandoned all of society after that. And, you know, that's what, you know, his whole deal is at the beginning, is he hates all humans because people came in and slaughtered his family. I'm like, and they show it in, like, a flashback. It is crazy.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, sounds rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. All right. So, rewatch those movies, because they are pretty dark, actually. Yeah. Alrighty. Are we ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And again, I apologize because I didn't see any outstanding reviewer names, so I didn't include him on these ones. But that one I was like, oh, I got to put that in there. That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. I'm thinking when we have really thought about what a child really desires, they have Christmas and give each other gifts. They will think, what is this kid looking for? But we, at least me, have never had such an opportunity. During the Spring Festival, we are giving New Year's money. Okay, give you money. Buy whatever you want to buy. So we only know to buy with money. And we don't know what we need more. And we don't know what we need more is the kind of desire and the kind of concerned speculation. Even though not all children can get the gifts they want at Christmas, they care about their families. I'll continue on here. I think that people in the family no longer only care about studies, work, and marriage. Instead, they start to ask how you are, they start to ask you how you are. What are you happy or unhappy? And what are you interested in recently? So maybe we will be happier. Very good movie. Lovely family. Although not perfect. Smiley face.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I can't laugh, so I have to save all my laughs till the end.
It's like they just
I
they
love
use
that
the
review.
movie to be
So
like,
good.
you know what? I'm going to write an essay loosely based on something I saw in this movie.
Right.
And that's my review.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm right, but my guess is The Christmas Story?
That is correct. Good job. Wow. I am glad you pulled that out of there because, nicely done.
Well, they're like, you want something for Christmas, but shouldn't we just want to care? I don't know what they said.
they basically
just care for your family and say, "How are you?" And I'm doing fine. Are you happy? Or are you unhappy?
I know. What are you, happy or unhappy?
and understated. Nice family, not perfect though.
Yep. So that's the best part about this. So that whole thing about the fact of giving money instead of going shopping specifically for presents and stuff actually came up in this second review. So this is a different user. It says, foreign children give gifts for Chinese New Year and Chinese children give money for Chinese New Year. Is it possible to say that Chinese parents have forgotten to pay attention to what the children really want and selfishly give their children what they want instead of spending more time? Reading the true heart of children, or even stupidly using money as a holiday gift for children. How to establish a positive and healthy value for children. At the end of the movie, a family went to a New Year's Eve dinner, a Chinese restaurant called Ba So Yung. It seems that foreigners really like Chinese food. Before the meal, 3 Chinese uncles clumsily and funny sing and Peking duck, which replaces turkey. I am really happy. So so I mean, if you didn't get it from the first paragraph, you definitely would have got it. Hopefully, after that classic classic end scene of going to a Chinese restaurant and getting duck instead of turkey. But but no, I found that interesting that
both of them pulled that. Like they're like, maybe we need to pay attention to our kids' wants more. That's crazy because that is.
That's the story. That's the real Christmas story. Is get your kids what they want for Christmas instead of just giving them money,
even if they'll shoot their eye out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that movie though. That movie, it's like although not perfect. Wink or a smiley face. Oh, good. I'm glad you got that out of that because that was awesome. Okay, we ready for the next?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I watched with tears, no matter how vulgar or uncreative the results. The last warm Christmas was really great. No matter what you have lost, having friends and family is the greatest wealth. Take a look. The world without you may be the same, but it will definitely lack your brilliance. Blank. Merry Christmas, and your dreams of traveling around the world will surely come true. Oh man, I should have read this other one first. Sorry. Yeah, do you have a guess?
Huh?
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have read this other one first, because that one is as good as it's gonna get. The next one is gonna
give me the next one.
The next one's gonna take us on a wild ride.
That's right. Let me see if I can glean a couple of things out of there.
Okay. After seeing the cave paintings in southern France, Picasso was shocked and said, "In the past 10,000 years, we have not improved in painting." After watching this 42-year movie, I feel that human beings are telling stories through movies. In the past 70 years, there has been no growth. This is a successful This is a success that is often overlooked by the public. But I still think that the existence of a person has only one kind of influence in the world, and there is no difference between good and bad. If there is a choice, I would rather not be born.
Whoa.
That hits hard.
That one went to a weird place.
Yeah.
This.
You're trying to like, pull yourself away from this reviewer and be like, whew, you need some time to think about yourself. I need to get some movie here.
They're like, there's nothing but good and bad. I'd rather not be born.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Correct, sir. It was the Picasso quote that got it there, right?
The Picasso thing, I was like, what is this? This does not belong here.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. I get what he's saying is the fact that, like, this is a very, decently made movie from, like, 1942 or whatever. Right. And so,
but that's a funny way to go about it. Picasso saw some old cave paintings and he's like, we are just the same as painters as they are. We're not any better. And he's like, and this movie's good too.
No, this movie says that cinema hasn't done anything for itself in the past 70 years.
Right. Hope you go traveling, George.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's the first one. Your dream of traveling around the world will surely come true.
That's so funny. because it doesn't come true. They make that a point in the movie. That's
the first one. I think the biggest clue is take a look. The world without you may be the same, but it will definitely lack your brilliance. Not a great way to say that, because that's kind of the point. Different.
Yeah, I had to get there from the second one, leading me back to that quote, and I was like, "Oh,
right."
Yeah.
I still think that the existence of a person has only one kind of influence in the world. See, this quote, this sentence also contradicts itself as well. But I still think that the existence of a person has only one kind of influence in the world. Like, you're special, basically. But then it says, there is no difference between good or bad. And then, I would rather never be born. Like, whoa!
I think his publisher called after that and was like, "Hey, man, you need to talk." Like, it's kind of dark at the end there of that movie review from 70 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you say that nothing has changed in 70 years, but and so you would never be born. You would rather never be born. Anyway, we dwell on this. Okay,
that's amazing.
Yeah. Alrighty, ready for this next one?
Okay.
This one takes a very interesting approach. Again, similar to A Christmas Story. Like, different reviewers approached it in the same way, and it'll be called out here in this first line. The director insists on something in this film. The director insisted on something in this film. Just like the clothes of the Arctic elves, they attire. I gotta start over.
You're doing great.
Sorry.
You're doing great.
Okay. Just like the clothes of the Arctic elves, they adhere to the pure colors of red, green, white, and blue. Just like the things we take for granted in the mall pretending to be Santa Claus. Blank was so surprised and angry he tore off his fake beard. It's like the Christmas sleigh is unable to fly, sparking sparks from time to time. We are anxious, but the director deliberately makes us anxious. It takes great pains until all the singing, especially Dad, also speaks to sing. It really speeds up. Do you have a guess?
This is Elf.
This is Elf, yes. And then another reviewer went ahead and reviewed it thusly. The child is the savior. Buddy and Mike have fun together. It was the children who saved the Christmas sleigh in the end. Oh, and women are also kind and susceptible. Are also kind and susceptible, and the secretary is pretty good too. Men are hard-hearted, business, and snobby. The film has a shadow of Edward Scissorhands.
What?
Yeah, but this is where the person gets really. But the director, do you have to say at the end that the girl married a mentally handicapped child and gave birth to a child? 40 exclamation points. That's unscientific. 15 more explanation point or X. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Please let them just be good friends. Another 20 or so exclamation points. It's impossible for them to roll on the bed, director!
What?
Yeah, the premise of this, and I mean, if I was to point out more themes in this, a lot of them saw Buddy as a mentally challenged person, not a naive, just not naive and very childlike, idyllic. Exactly. So a lot of them saw that as like, this person is mentally handicapped and and everything. But I just like the fact that they both called out the director in these.
Yeah.
They're like, director, like, has a vision. And another part of the first review is like, I felt that the director was struggling to express his fairy tale ideals. I'm sorry, I don't believe that Santa Claus is real. It is like part of it. And then goes on to talk about, the mental state of Buddy the Elf and stuff like that. And so it's an interesting take for sure on, and I guess Edward Scissorhands, maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, I thought Edward Scissorhands, I was thinking about it more of like, oh, it's a off Christmassy movie, but no, I think they're thinking about it as like, he also is he's mentally handicapped, right?
Whoa.
Whereas, I mean, again, we would kind of put it more in the, like, if you watched Blast from the Past, or any of the first few Brendan Fraser movies, it's a fish out of water story. It's not that you're necessarily challenged. It's that you're just in a new environment and have different ideals and such.
Right.
So, yeah. No, it's interesting. I wonder how, like, the director would take these reviews,
Yeah.
And I also find it interesting that in a language that's very character-based, it literally translated it with like 40 exclamation points, a sentence, 20 exclamation points, a sentence, 20 exclamation points, a sentence. Like...
That's... Yeah. Okay. That was a little...
yeah.
Strong of an opinion there, my man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I'll never watch that movie the same way again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I still maintain it is naivete, fish out of water, just like the childlike innocence is just the fact that he just sees the best, yeah. Like, oh my gosh, you created the best cup of coffee. Congratulations. It's like, why would anybody lie? Like,
right.
It's just good-natured fun for the whole family.
Yeah. It's culture shock.
Right. Exactly. All right. This is our last one here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So far, you've gotten them all with, like,
I am very surprised. I don't.
And that's the thing is, it's not like oh, this is like the 10 Christmas movies, so this is a good process of elimination.
Right.
There's a little bit there, but the catalog is quite extensive, and so
for sure,
the fact that you're still getting these is very good. Okay. All right, and I might need to pull a little bit more of this one. This one was very short, but this was from Blasphemy Movie was the reviewer's name for this.
Okay.
Okay. My Christmas must-have. I look at this every year, and my mood is very different every year. Sometimes one person, sometimes two people, sometimes a group of people, and tonight is another person. occasionally thinking of another person in my heart, occasionally thinking of a group of people. 5 stars.
What? Again, like, not a review. You're like, hey, I watch this every year, sometimes by myself, sometimes with another person, sometimes in a group. But sometimes I'm just thinking about another person, and sometimes I'm just thinking about a group. 5 stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I got from it. Maybe they are saying something else, but that's not a review. It's just like, I gotta watch it. Thumbs up.
So, I'm trying to think of how, like, the reason I picked that one specifically is
there is something in there.
There is something in there, and I take it as not, because I mean you can kind of take that 2 ways. One is that they're talking about people that they watch the movie with, like sometimes one person, sometimes 2 people, sometimes a group. I take it as more of like the movie premise itself. So I don't know if that helps you at all. And so, I mean, while you're kind of thinking here, let me see if I can find another decent review here. Sorry, my automatic translation did not come back for me, and so I can't just skim through these. I gotta actually pull them and translate them directly. But I will say also that this is not something that I go back to all the time. Like, I have maybe seen this all in full once, but I know a lot of people watch this like multiple times and everything. So, yeah. So let me see if I can pull this out here. Oh, come on! Just copy and paste it here. Okay. Okay. Let me read this one to you. Okay. Tears will fall when I look at it, not because of sadness, but because I can't help but smile when I shed tears. Maybe just because of such a relief. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know right there. And those 2 people who don't understand the language, they say different things but express the same feeling. After separation, I missed each other and learned each other's language. Until they meet again, nothing can stop them from falling in love. And that wife happily opened the Christmas present, only to find that the necklace her husband bought was not for herself. At that time, her tears were already bursting out of her eyes, but she was still pretending to smile in front of her family. Said nothing, no quarrels, no abandoning his home. The final ending is good. The wife's tolerance makes up for everything. Sorry.
Oh my God.
And the little boy, with the encouragement of his stepfather, said his last goodbye to the little girl he likes, watching him, passing through the checkpoints of the airport and coming to the little girl. How brave. He couldn't believe it. It turned out that the little girl always knew his name. When he was escorted out by the airport staff, he was confident with love, right? Love has never been suppressed, even if he is only a child. But actually, how pure is it? There are so many pictures like this, such warmth slowly open from the bottom of my heart. I have always believed that people will live for love.
This is Love Actually.
Love Actually. Good Good call.
Oh
yes.
my gosh. Well, that one was nice. They went through quite a few of the scenarios.
And so that's
the whole what's his name? Colin, what's his face, and the Spanish lady, Colin Firth, right? Mm-hmm. The what was the middle one?
The wife thing.
Oh, freaking Emma Thompson crying over Snape. And the necklace.
It's not McGonagall. It's Trelawney. What's her name? Is it? No.
Well,
I'm way off.
Well, Snape is Alan Rickman's character, who is her husband in this movie, right? And she's,
but who did Emma?
She's Trelawney. That's right.
Trelawney crying over Snape. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
But you went to that part of there. Her silence made up for everything. I was like, what?
Her tolerance.
She's in her room crying to Joni Mitchell. Come on now. and then of course, Maze Runner. Getting with
Maze Runner. I love this is the best part of the description. Just like these other characters, Maze Runner running through the airport.
With Qui-Gon Jinn, his stepfather.
Right. Until Rick,
Mariah Carey wannabe small child girl.
Until Rick Grimes tries to get with Elizabeth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Darcy now?
Exactly.
Say it's carolers.
Oh man,
that's amazing.
So that is our game.
I would
10 out of 10. Nice.
Yeah. No, that last one I definitely wouldn't have got it off of that first review. The first review was rough.
The first review was sparse, for sure.
It's like, I watch it every year with people or not.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Well, that's the thing. Again, I don't know if it was like I watch it every year or like I watch it for different people.
Every year.
Yeah,
yes. For the different scenarios, because I feel differently.
Yeah. Like sometimes, like my mood is very different every year. Sometimes one person, sometimes 2 people, sometimes a group of people.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's like sometimes I really love this part of the story. Sometimes I really feel for Professor Trelawney and her terrible Death Eater husband.
Right.
But yes.
I didn't even mention, the Prime Minister from Notting Hill.
I mean, I could, because it can only translate like a certain amount. This person left a long review, so I literally just kind of copied and pasted a chunk of it. So, I mean, it probably has more of that.
Probably mentions every sub-story in that movie.
Right. It's probably just like chunked out, just like in general here. But yeah, I don't know why the website didn't.
Well, you did very well. Good
at reading that?
Good reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was pretty brutal. I was like,
I bet that twists your brain up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said. I'm just trying to read it verbatim and stuff. Right. Let's see here. The most unforgettable thing is the friend of the groom who fell in love with the bride. The camera is full of the bride's brilliant smile. He finally confessed to the bride on Christmas Eve, carrying a tape recorder and a cardboard with his heart written on it. Without any words, he immediately turned and left. The girl caught up and kissed him. He said, "Enough!" to her. "It is enough!" is relieved. That's great. Oh, I love that part of it. I wish I had just read that.
That's amazing. Yeah. It is enough. He says, enough.
He carrying a tape recorder and a cardboard with his heart written on it.
That's amazing.
Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect. And that is our game. So
amazing.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know if you would like this segment recurring.
Yes.
We can do other themed movies and such.
I liked it.
I was so excited for this game. I was so excited when I first was like looking at these. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, and Christmas was so good because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The thing that I was like, oh, well, what's the classic one? Let me see this. Oh, I know what we're gonna read about. Child labor in Arctic villages is capitalistic exploitation system. Gold. That is where we are starting. So that is 100%. Yes. So, happy holidays to you all.
Happy holidays.
Wherever you might be, and however you celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
Whether it's watching one of these movies until 3 a.m. and then writing a weird review on it.
About the pigs.
about pigs. Yeah, about some minor, off-center scene. Comparing your gift-giving abilities to those in movies, and or checking out if the lawyer can, what does it say? Oh, lawyer pursuing female neighbors.
Right.
all set off interesting stories that justify themselves. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Get Square Root Santa. Should be the name of this.
Get
Square Root Santa.
Thanks for playing our game.
Oh yeah.
Get Square Root Santa.
Santa. A qualified Santa Claus. Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.